Hey everybody, welcome to Margaret Being Margaret. Just a short video, I hope, but knowing me, maybe not. I had so many, oh, that's bad. Oh, too bad. I had so much feedback from the last couple videos. I'm overwhelmed, but that means a lot of things to read through. And towards the end of that last video, I mentioned that some people were talking about how they wish they knew other people that were on the channel. And I had said I'd like to figure out a way to do that. Well, one of our online friends, what else can I call you guys? I feel like we're friends, uses the initials Allison. And thank you for this. She mentioned a couple things. One of them that she mentioned was making a Facebook group. And I just did that because that sounds to me like it might be the answer to what we're looking for. I made it Margaret Being Margaret. What a unique thing to name it. But it's a private group. You can find it. And then you have to ask to join. The only reason I'm doing it that way is I do not want us bombarded with ads and trolls and crap and you name all the stuff that could go with it. This way, if somebody is really trolling, I can just delete them off there very easily. So if you think this is something that we would like us to be invited, I will do it as fast as I possibly can. And if it gets overwhelming, I may ask some of you for help. But then we can connect without going through the YouTube thing and kind of just having to scroll through comments, and it just doesn't work. So if you think this is something that will work for us, you see me squinting? This having the blinds up is killing me. Yes, I know I could put them down and only open them for the showings. It will come to that, but right now I'm just looking at it like, oh, this is kind of nice. So let's try that, see if it works. Margaret Being Margaret, it's a private group, it's visible. You will ask to be invited. I will okay it immediately. And then we can do a lot of crosstalk. I think that will be a lot of fun. Now, don't forget me over here, because this is how I'm trying to make a living. Let's be real here. Other thing is all the people giving feedback on the halfway house or the ranch. I've come to the conclusion, I don't have a clue. And I reached out to Mike and Nikki and told them, on you. On you. I can't do it. I'm fine with whatever. All of us know that the only thing that matters is the little one. What's best for her and what's best for them as a family. While I'm talking about that, see, here we go. It's going to mushroom. Quite a few people have asked, why can't we all just live under one roof for however long it takes to get this done? I feel so strongly about that. And I raised Michael, so he does too. And I would never do that to Nikki. I love being part of their lives. I am so fortunate to be part of their lives. I do not want to be a third wheel in this marriage, and they wouldn't let me. They're smart. But I really feel that one of the reasons marriages get into trouble is because we have too many voices in the marriage. I have a different opinion than Nikki, and I voice it to Michael. Well, how is that fair to him? That's his wife. And I'm going to get frustrated. He's going to get frustrated. Nikki's going to get frustrated. I just couldn't do it. I would live in a shoebox before I invaded their space. And I think they would probably make me live in a shoebox before I invaded their space. And we all know I am so optimistic that this will be a fast build. Michael keeps telling me I'm wrong, but I'm stubborn and I'm right, so it's going to be a fast build. But what if it's not? What if we run into roadblocks and tensions get high? No, I just couldn't do it. The only thing that matters is the little one, and that we do the right thing for her. And I don't know, they're going to be putting in a second bathroom, and they're going to be doing a little interior renovation. I had forgotten about that they could be doing now, which I think would be smart. My opinion doesn't count. But that would involve having the baby there. I don't envy them this choice because my brain hurts. In fact, it's funny that I'm saying that because I don't know if you can see my eyes. My eyes always give me away when I have a migraine, but I am fighting one, and that's the weather. You know, right now, I'm looking at my little thermometer thing. It's 61 in the house, which is way too warm for me, but it's sunny, and the blinds are open. The heat's not on. And it's 49% humidity. I have to have at least that. So I have the humidifier going. I have water on the stove. I turned the heat off because that gives me a headache. So I just took something and wanted to sit and reach out to you. While I'm here and I'm talking, one of our new subscribers asked if I would talk about empty nest. And I was, depending how you look at it, fortunate or unfortunate. Dennis lived at home until he was 32. And because they had the upstairs, yes, what, Miss Parker? What? I just noticed that you were here and you were on camera. Good for you. They had the third floor, big bedrooms. They never came downstairs except to use the bathroom and to cook for themselves. They had their own storage, everything. I never wanted my kids to leave. Now, I am not a helicopter mother, and I am not somebody who protects them. They got thrown into the world to sink or swim with me in the background yelling, paddle! But I never wanted them gone. So Dennis, at 32, he had bought a house a year before and never moved into it. And I finally did tell him he had to get out. And that's really what made him walk away from the whole family for good. It was time. He was an unhappy grown man, and yet he was too paralyzed to make the move. Do I have to understand it? No. So, long story, Dennis left at 32. Michael and I got along well. Michael is very, very, I want to say almost standoffish. He doesn't have a lot to say until he has a lot to say. So he lived here. I'm sure he wasn't thrilled that he was still here, but Michael is a saver and he saved a lot of money. And he was 30 when he told me he bought a house and was moving out. So I was fortunate enough to have them with me as adults and watch them pull away to the point where we were just roommates, staying in our own corners. Sure, that wouldn't work for a lot of people, but I believe in letting kids stand on their own 2 feet. I also love those two boys so much, as we all do, I'm sure, that I really didn't want them to leave. I mean, crap, I didn't want them to go to grade school, but somehow reality steps in. So empty nest for me was so gradual. They still lived here, but I saw less and less and less, and they spoke to me less and less and less, and did all their own thing. I didn't do laundry. I didn't make their meals. So it was a very gradual thing from the time they started after high school, college, or working, whatever they were doing at the time. However, the day Dennis moved out, I don't think I slept for 3 weeks because of that feeling in the pit of my stomach. When Michael moved out, I thought I would jump off a bridge. And I wasn't lonely because they weren't in my daily lives. And they're guys. They didn't have a lot, they're typical guys. They didn't have a lot to say to me. It's not like we sat and had coffee or tea together or shared very much at all. Intensely private men. Still, knowing that I wouldn't catch glimpses of either one of them daily, weekly, really did destroy my mind. And you put a smile on your face, but you walk around, I walked around with that gut clenched so tightly I felt I couldn't breathe. I don't think many of us are ready for empty nest. You know, I'm sure there are some of us that are much more well adjusted and we're like, okay, go fly and bye-bye and I have a life. My life was my kids. It still is, even from afar. And all those memes you see about how, you know, once you're a parent, you'll never sleep again for the rest of your life, or not worry and not constantly think about your kids, even though they're adults and 40, 50, 60, whatever they are. I think there's a good portion of us that feel that way. Not everybody, and I think that's probably healthier, but to talk about empty nest, I think Michael was gone probably 2 years before I went, you know, walked in the house one night and went, oh yeah, nobody's going to be walking in and out. It takes a long time. I still miss them being around. That just changed. Now that I've made the transition to being at their house every day, still, I walk in, they walk out, they come home, we catch up for 5 minutes on what's going on, I get out of their face. It's just too important to me to not be the third person in that and just to be there for the little one. They both know, Mike and Nikki, that I am there for them every step of the way, but I know Michael would kill me. Kill me dead if I overstep my bounds. So for those of you who've handled empty nest much healthier, please share away. And especially now where we can crosstalk, if you go onto the Margaret Being Margaret group page, I think that's going to be something where we can share much better. This is my 2-minute conversation that turned into a half an hour. I'm not done. Last night I was looking on Facebook and one of my friends, Chris and Patty, had put up a picture of a roast that she made, and she's a phenomenal cook, which immediately makes me want to have beef. I don't eat beef. I only eat beef when Chris and Patty put up a picture of it and I want it. So I'm looking this morning. I need some protein. In my mind, I need protein, thinking that will help the headache. I just looked in the freezer because we know I'm trying to clean the freezer out, and I found some like fish sandwich, almost like fish sticks, but bigger, frozen things. I know they're not the best, but I just got them out and thought, all right, I'm going to cook them all, however many I eat. There's probably 4 of them there. That's fine. At least I'll be fooling myself into thinking I'm eating healthy. And I just turned the oven on 450, and the first instruction was, you know, put them on a flat metal pan. Where are my flat metal pans? In storage. You're right, Chris. I have nothing to cook them in. So I'm going to put them on double ply aluminum foil. And until I move Chris and Patty, you have to eat junk food. I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. I'm going to go make my fish. I'm going to start taking apart that white blanket that I had on the couch and redoing it. I may film a little of that for those of you who don't know how to do that. It's super easy. But I already took my migraine meds. I'm going to fool my brain with protein. I'm going to have a great afternoon. I hope you all do. I'm done. Go join the site. Go join Margaret Being Margaret group on Facebook.